Phil Twyford.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I want to say that I find that there's a lot of merit in Keith Locke's supplementary order paper. Two key provisions that we've heard explained by colleagues over the last half hour or so. The first, dealing with the appointment of the Governor-General, and this would require, sir, a 75% majority in this House for any recommendation to go to the Sovereign for the appointment of the next Governor-General. And as a fellow Republican with Keith Locke, I appreciate the sentiment behind this. Not that this is a Republican supplementary order paper. It's simply about the appointment of the current Governor-General. But implicit in this SOP, Mr Speaker, is the idea that we are a democracy and it is appropriate that this House, as the assembly of the elected representatives of this nation, should have a say in the appointment of our head of state. And that seems to me, sir, to be entirely consistent with the thrust of the bill that we're going to debate this afternoon, which is fundamentally about modernising the arrangements surrounding the Governor-General, sir. So I commend the member for this SOP. And as my colleague Chris Hipkins has pointed out, the new clause 5A in the supplementary order paper, dealing with the term of the appointment of the Governor-General, setting in law that the Governor-General is not to be appointed for a term greater than 5 years, and that effectively putting in place a term limit that a person who's been appointed as the Governor-General cannot be reappointed as the Governor-General. A clear line can be drawn between that and the provisions in the bill. That is Clause 8 that deals with the annuity, sir. And Clause 8 in the bill says that if a person, if the Governor-General has held office for a total period of less than 2 complete years, he or she must be paid an annuity at a yearly rate. And of course the bill also sets up the Remuneration Authority as the body that will set the level of that annuity. So I think a case can be made that this supplementary order paper should be debated today, but I'm mindful, sir, that colleagues have already made the case that such a significant change to the way that the Governor-General is appointed deserves the benefit of a proper and serious constitutional, proper and serious process of scrutiny, public and parliamentary scrutiny, in accordance with the fact that this would be a pretty significant change to our constitutional arrangements. And we've heard from Mr Locke that a couple of the submitters, Lewis Holden and Dean Knight, came along to the Select Committee and submitted in some detail on this very issue. But I think it's, I'm persuaded, sir, by my colleagues that that's not enough, and that the bill would in fact have to be changed and then run through a Select Committee process in which members of the public could come along and have a say on this matter. I like what my colleague Chris Hipkins had to say, and if there is a way, if there's a procedure, sir, that would allow Mr Locke to propose that this House send the bill back to Select Committee with this SOP to be considered by the public, then I would certainly be keen to support that, sir, and I express the hope that my colleagues on the Labor side of this House would also want to support that provision. So it's not a Republican SOP, but it is, sir, a democratic one. It is worthy of consideration. I think it's got a lot of merit, and I would hope that we can find a way to ensure that this bill is sent back to the Select Committee to consider the content of Mr Locke's SOP.